Yeah. This is the most pre-production I think we've ever done. I'm very proud of us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Carnival Cruising Podcastaways.
Your hosts, Thomas Kennedy, Trevor Shelby, Gary Manning, Jennifer Rowell. We talk cruises every day. Let the golden boys and girls take you away to a place of fun in the sun. Join us as we say.
As we say.
And that's all it's going to be for the rest of the song.
Yeah, that's the rest of the song.
two more minutes. 2 more minutes. So can I get it? But I do like when he finishes and it goes to like just straight like only voice, you know, because like it was like the music fades and he's like, "Can I get a snap, 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 snap?" I was like, yes.
I made like 200 versions of that song, and that was the best one. So
hey,
if it wasn't that great,
it's catchy.
Yeah. There you go.
Now, Jen, welcome to the show. For those that aren't watching on Spotify, but they heard the intro, thank you for joining us. But you laughed whenever they said your last name. Was that not the correct pronunciation?
It's not. But what I love about it is that is how it's mispronounced. That's my mother will pronounce it like that. No, it's Rowell.
Your own mother doesn't know how to pronounce.
Sounds much fancier.
I'm just gonna have to phonetically put it different. So
your own mother doesn't know how to pronounce your married name.
That's awesome.
I think she just likes to, pinkies up a little bit.
There you go.
She gets it right now after 15 years, but
that's similar to maybe how we spell your name. So
creative.
So this is Jen's trial by fire, and this is her tryout. What do you guys think so far?
So go to facebook.com and search for Carnival Cruising Podcastaways, where we're going to have a vote on Jen. So there you go. You can. It's going to be.
It's up to you.
Bring your opinions.
It is to you.
It is up to the cult members.
Yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely. Not really, but
we don't need any. We already know it makes us look better. So don't put in 600 comments about, wow, she really added a lot to y'all to the visual side.
Yeah.
We don't need 600 comments of that. But anyways,
man. Well, we've got we wanted to spend a little bit of time to get to know you, Jen. And so Gary had a wonderful idea.
Straight out the gate.
He pitched it to me, and I was like, you know what? I got an idea too. Let's kind of put this together, and we made it amazing. This is an amazing game. I do not have a song for it unless we'd like to sing it. It's called This or That. So,
or would you rather?
Or would you rather?
Or get to know Jen.
Yeah. So each scenario gets progressively worse, I think. And so
and we're all going to participate. But Jen,
I want to know first. I have no idea what these questions are.
I know.
I was not a part of this conversation.
So
it's going to be so fun.
You've got nothing to do with this.
This had to be while they were. This had to have been while they were in Austin.
Oh goodness, we're cave people now, and we have secrets and brainworms. But speaking of our Austin weekend, by the way, I have these fabulous photos of shenanigans that were going on. And so if you go to Spotify, you can see us with our Polaroid camera and the randomness that we got going. My favorite one is of me and Gary. I also have this one of us in the cave. I got to get over that. Gary.
What are you doing, Gary? What are you doing, Trevor?
Yeah,
I was.
She
I
took
was
the worst
wanting-
possible photo.
Exactly. I was wanting to do one of those JCPenney photo shoot, trending things that are going on right now on the internet. So I told them, I said, I'm going to get down on my hands and knees. Trevor, you put your foot on my back like you're doing a Captain Morgan pose. I said, and then the girls can both put their head on your shoulder like, oh, isn't he so cute? And well, you see what happened.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't lift my knee up that high to get my foot on his back. And so I was trying to like Captain Morgan it and just try to get my knee up there a little bit. And when I posed and looked up, she had already taken the photo. It's like, well,
There was no countdown or anything. It was just like,
no.
No,
And then I
she
went
was
to
like-
the counter and they were like, it'll be $10 for this photo. And we all looked at it and saw how terrible it was. And I was like, oh, I definitely need that. So
don't even try it. You butt.
yeah.
I hadn't even made it out of the cave yet. And Trevor had already bought the picture.
I've already got it. So.
So
that was
well,
amazing.
guys.
Anyways, this or that, that's where we were headed. So
welcome to Carnival Cruising Podcastaways, where we have a whole lot of nonsense and a little bit of cruising.
yes.
wow, that's our new slogan.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that what I thought? That's what like Brian or one of those guys came up with on the thing.
I'm
and
fairly
I like
certain that is not the first time that has been said on this show. It should be on a t-shirt. So if we only knew a t-shirt person.
It is.
Yeah,
I've talked to the guy. It's already
Yeah.
been designed. Excuse me, the beers are starting to hit. But I've talked to a guy. The designs are there. We're working on getting this store up, and the store should be up hopefully within 2 weeks. And so our listeners are going to be able to go in by the 1st of August and select their favorite Carnival Cruising Podcastaways t-shirt design and order it and have it shipped to them in a prompt manner.
Very cool. Well, this or that, that's what we're going with this, aren't we?
That's it.
So we're going to start with you, Jen, and we'll just all take turns. So we'll go in a circle here. We'll go Jen, then Gary, then myself, and then Mr. Kennedy. I think that would be the proper way to do this.
Well, yeah,
So
I have no idea how to play
yeah,
this.
you're just selecting. Would you rather do this or would you rather do that?
There will be 2 choices, and you have to choose one.
Yep. There's no backing out.
Nope. You've got to pick one.
And do you give context for do you explain why, or it's just the answer and then you just let it
answer and we
sit
move on
awkwardly? Okay.
We got 10 of these.
Okay.
Oh wow, this is gonna be a long segment.
Hey, I only said come up with a few questions. The next thing you know, I have 10 in my list. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So first question, Trevor.
Trevor, I thought you were reading them.
Oh, okay. I will read them. You said we're going to go back and forth.
Well, I don't have a copy of
Okay.
the questions. I don't think Jen has either.
No, neither of you have them. Just me and Trevor. That's the thing. That's So would you rather or choose this or that? Would you accidentally book a cruise to the Bermuda Triangle or have to eat 12-hour French toast?
Bermuda Triangle.
Bermuda Triangle. There we go. Myself, Bermuda Triangle. Trevor.
I'm going to go Bermuda Triangle. I think I'd like to go.
Right.
Y'all
Tom.
are dickheads. I just want you to know that. Because this is gonna die sometime. Because I'm gonna choose a French toast. I will never choose anything besides the French toast because the burrito sucks.
Okay,
We
all right.
respect that.
We everybody has their opinion. So, all right. Second question, Jen. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Would you rather get seasick on a roller coaster at sea or have to eat a blue iguana breakfast burrito?
Burrito.
No. Breakfast burrito. Myself, obviously.
If this is all going to be about breakfast burrito or French toast,
it's not. It's not.
No, it's not.
Trevor, what would you rather do? Get seasick or have a
absolutely
breakfast burrito?
Burrito every time. Anytime.
Every time. All right, Tom, would you rather get
I mean,
seasick on a roller?
seasick. I'll be seasick. I don't want. I will never touch a breakfast burrito.
Okay.
Oh, you say that now.
I will never touch a breakfast burrito.
All right, Trevor, go ahead and read one.
If this is all it's
Okay.
going to do, I'm done with it.
No, you're fine.
It's
You're
not.
fine.
It's not.
I swear I'm done with this. If it's all going to be breakfast burrito stuff.
So, would you like to mistakenly join a nudist cruise or go on a road trip with Tom, Trevor, and Reese to Miami?
And I can't ask a clarifying question.
The road trip was awful. It was awful. The worst thing I've ever experienced in my life.
You could ask your clarifying question. Go ahead. What's your question?
Are we stopping anywhere along the way on the road trip, or is
Every
it straight
single Bucky.
Every Buc-ee's.
Oh, road trip then. Road trip.
Oh, good Lord.
There are a lot of Buc-ee's along the way, by the way.
Well,
By the way,
oh, go ahead.
did you guys notice that a Buc-ee's burned down?
The original Buc-ee's.
The original
one.
Buc-ee's burned down.
Right next door.
Conveniently,
Right next door to the largest Buc-ee's in the world now.
They just finished opening the newest Buc-ee's right next door, and the old one catches fire. I think Buc-ee's was just trying to get rid of a store.
I like your thing. I think they're Vikings. They set it on fire.
Yeah, that is true too. Yeah, I think they're Vikings. Yeah, they had to put it away.
So I will say I've said it before. I'll say it again. You do not want to see this unshirted. So I am going to go on the road trip, as bad as it might be.
I will go on the road trip. I will absolutely do the road trip over again. I don't know if you realize what a commitment it is to do that road trip again, but I've never.
I'm choosing nude cruise.
Well, Tom did drive 168 hours of that, of that road trip. So, all right.
We pulled up to the Mississippi River on the way back, and I remember getting out of the car. We were stretching our legs. We had to go use the bathroom. And I remember staring at the river, and I go, I could just walk in it. I could just walk in it, and this all be over.
Because you still had like 8 hours left.
We were seriously considering leaving the ravioli in Miami and flying back.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very big possibility.
Of course, Trevor also almost left his wife's luggage. And
yes.
Hey, what happens in Miami stays in Miami.
Left my wife's luggage.
Anyway.
All right.
Well,
so
seeing that we can't bring up breakfast burritos or anything.
Oh no,
anymore,
we got to go back.
I think this segment's over now.
I'm not. If we do any more breakfast burrito stuff, I am leaving the show right now.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, here we go.
Because I'm really sick of breakfast burrito talk. Really.
Segment's over now, guys.
All right. So, Jen, would you rather discover your cabin is right next to the engine room, or have to listen to Carnival Cruising Podcastaways on repeat?
On repeat.
Yeah.
One episode on repeat, or like all of them?
Just continuous, all 600 or 862 episodes, just over and over and over and over.
Oh, that's volume. Can I turn the volume down? Like, I'm not saying mute, just dull roar.
It's like the cabin speaker when they come over and it's really loud and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's disruptive. I might have to go. I'm sorry. I realize there is a right answer and I'm choosing the wrong one, but I might have to go and the cabin speaker. That was too much.
Hey, listen, I'm engine room. I'm engine room as well. I've already listened to them all at least 3 times, so I don't want to listen to them again.
So I will say, like, a lot of people get annoyed. I guess I shouldn't clarify too much, but I would say that I don't mind some noises. I slept next to the laundry room before, and I will say the sloshing of the laundry was actually kind of soothing at night, and I slept really well. So I'm gonna go engine room. So
I mean, it's brown noise, so yeah, it'd probably put you to sleep. So yeah,
just like our podcast.
I have done that. I've used our podcast to sleep too.
All right, Tom. I know you said no more, but we have to do this one because
I am not.
This is hilarious.
No,
this is hilarious.
I'm done with the breakfast burrito stuff because it's all. Everyone's answer is going to be breakfast burritos, but mine. I'm done with it. No.
But what about the 12-hour French toast though? There's both.
Once again, everyone's going to be breakfast burrito except for me.
I don't know about this one. I don't know. Miss the ship at port.
Or end up in a hurricane. How do you guys feel about that one? Speaking of hurricanes.
That was smooth.
I know.
We got to answer it first, though.
Oh, yeah.
Was that an actual question? Would you rather?
It is now.
Oh, it is now.
It's not. We'll send them. I'll send them in the text here now, just so because you guys can see them.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm gonna choose not the hurricane. How about that?
You're gonna choose to be able to get stuck in a port. You're gonna get left in a port.
I'll get left in a port. I've been near a hurricane. I don't want to be in it. So,
okay. Jen, since you were supposed to go first, Jen, what would be your answer?
I'm gonna stick with being on the ship because they're gonna try to get you out of the way of the hurricane. So I'm seeing extra sea days.
Okay. See, I'm following your same. I'm picking up what you're laying down there, Jen. I am going to be the same way. I want to be on the ship in a hurricane with a hurricane in my hand.
Oh, there you go.
But if you're left at port, is that still during a hurricane?
No, it's miss the ship at a port. Stop. Okay. Like you're stuck there in port. Your luggage is now at the port, and you've got to get to the next port, or you've got to get home.
I'm gonna stay at port and build myself a little shack on the beach.
But Tom, you're right though. Like, what if the port that we got left at was Jamaica, and they're getting hit with a hurricane right now?
See, that wasn't the answer I was given in the initial.
I know. I'm just saying.
I asked.
Oh. Anyways, I have been close to a hurricane though, and that is I got a video of the pool emptying itself because it was crazy. We were 100 miles from it, and the only ship still in the Gulf that was not hunkered down. We were headed towards the Mississippi. So
you outran it. You made it.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but we made it. We did make it. So there you go. But that is
I've never been in a hurricane during a cruise. I've been through 2 hurricanes, and I was born during a typhoon. So
there you go.
Ooh,
well,
born during a typhoon.
Speaking of hurricanes, this is a good segue.
What do you have to say there, Mr. Shelby?
We actually got a message from somebody on the podcast page, and this is a really good way if you all ever want us to talk about something, but you don't want to post it in a group or whatever.
Or leave us
a good way to go about it. Yeah, or you can leave a speak pipe. But Jason says, next subject I would like to discuss is hurricane season 2024. How does Carnival and other cruise lines stay in front of a potential hurricane? Does Carnival rely solely on the National Hurricane Center, or do cruise lines have their own weather meteorologist? So,
well, I would like to say that a hurricane is 2 ounces light rum, 2 ounces dark rum.
Okay.
1 ounce of lime juice freshly squeezed, 1 ounce of orange juice, freshly squeezed, half an ounce of passion fruit puree, half an ounce of simple syrup, or you can get really fancy and throw in some Cointreau. It's pretty decent. Teaspoon of grenadine. Garnish it with a orange orange wheel and some cherries. So those are the hurricanes that I want to talk about, because currently I am less than 30 days out from a cruise that is going to the Caribbean. It's going to Cozumel, Costa Maya, and Roatan. All right. Now, here's the thing. If you listen to Jay with Ship Life at all, he already says the least amount of weather ships will skip Costa Maya. They would call it Costa Maybe whenever he was on the ship and he was one of the actors or one of the entertainment crew.
Yeah.
So personally, I am only giving good vibes of the hurricane drink. Jason, sorry, buddy, but like I feel if I talk about any other hurricane, it might bring some bad juju onto my cruise.
Well, yeah, we could talk about that. Anyways,
so now he leaves,
and then he leaves. Wait a second. There we go.
That was dramatic.
Oh, it was.
Thank you. I was going for that, Jen. Thank you. I got it.
Yeah, that was.
We'll
well
just bring
done.
you back. So there is a hurricane that is hitting Jamaica as we speak.
Yes.
And
it just came through Barbados.
Yeah. And I think it's on track to hit near Cozumel at least. I don't know. I haven't watched too much.
Don't even go there. I'm pulling it up right now just because now we're freaking talking about hurricanes. And so I'm going to look it up. And if it's going to cause any damage, it's not going to be repaired within 20 days. Somebody's going to end up being.
You're going to interview. So I will say Carnival has gone to ports before that have been like recently hit by hurricanes.
It is going to go just over Cozumel. Its projected cone is going through the Yucatan Peninsula.
I don't want to say it, but
I haven't even looked at this, dude. Why in the hell are we talking about freaking hurricanes?
Sorry, man. So one of the times the Bahamas got hit, we actually went, and when we got there, I don't remember where we were at exactly, but the whole island like was on really shoddy power. Like it was really,
I think
really
you
tough
guys were in
find.
Freeport because
it might have been. So we did a deep sea fishing thing there, and it was fun. I mean, we were just enjoying our day. It didn't really affect us that much. And I felt bad because the lady sitting next to me, like this was like you, as soon as you put your line in the water, there was a fish that had your line and you were fighting it and getting it up. Well, she was helping her husband with something and she let go of her pole and sat it down next to her. And the next thing you knew, within like a second, that pole was gone. I mean, you could see it skirting across the top of the water. And then she looked at me like, why didn't you grab it? And I was like, I've got my own pole. Well, this was booked through Carnival. And so we were late getting back because we had to find a credit card terminal that would work because they were charging her for the pole and the reel, and I guess the reel was hundreds of dollars. Her husband was not happy with her.
If it was like one of those Calcutta reels, man, those things can run $400 with no problem, depending upon the size.
They're pretty good size.
They should take into account that might happen. You know. Why charge this?
I'm pretty sure we all signed a waiver saying we would pay for anything that was lost.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, this ain't their first rodeo, but it was definitely not the first one they lost. But we went to like 5 different places trying to find a credit card terminal that actually worked. So it was wild.
Yeah, that's just about as bad as whenever I had a friend. Maybe it was you guys. But I remember hearing a story of some people who went on a private charter. They got kind of like what we did when we went to the Bahamas for our first time, and they all paid the guy in cash. And as he was coming back, a big gust of wind hit his pocket and blew the cash out and blew it all over the ocean. And he turns around and they're like, okay, it was your parents. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is that's one of my favorite stories ever. I'm like, that would be like, no, you got to go. No, I got to get my money.
Yeah. That dude, they said he stuck the money right there in the top pocket of his shirt, and they were going down, heading back, and they hit a bump, and they said that cash just went and he turned it around. Of course, he didn't find like any of it, and he would not give it up though. He was, and so I'm sending him messages like I'm up there on the Serenity deck just living my best life and being like, I wonder if they're back on, and like if we're like minutes from like we're leaving, and then they arrived. They were the pier runners, so it was just
that's
wild.
A crazy story. All right. Well, we're going back to the forecast track of Hurricane Beryl.
Yeah.
Beryl. I think it's Beryl. I think it would be Beryl. I don't think it's Beryl.
We are actually recording this on Wednesday. This is a, 4th of July release. We will not have an episode this weekend. So just so you guys know that this is up-to-date information. So, I don't know, up-to-date as of yesterday. So
you have laid down the gauntlet.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, you'll just delete it out if you don't make it on tomorrow.
Oh no, no, that was said perfectly that I could just edit that out, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Saturday sounds better.
Yeah. So, but like I'm looking at the spaghetti models as of right now, and they're going to skirt. And they're going to come in just right around south of Cancun, north of Cozumel, and then cut across the Yucatan and then come over and hit just south of Brownsville. Wow.
Fun.
Our thoughts and prayers are with everybody who have already been affected by it and is in the path of it. So I said jokingly about, not wanting to talk about it because I'm going on a cruise, but this is something real. It hit Barbados as a Cat 4 or a Cat 5. I mean, this was a serious hurricane, and it has potential to be another good one.
Kind of, I mean, was that the Jolly Roger sinking, was that part of the hurricane that you said?
Yes, that was in Barbados, I believe. And so the Jolly Roger has sunk. So the party boat that looks like a pirate ship is no more. It now rests
at the
Davy
bottom.
Jones's locker, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, and Grand Cayman is next in the path. So
yeah, that's sad too. I love Grand Cayman.
Yeah, Grand Cayman.
That's my top 3 easily. Yeah. Top 2, maybe even.
Man, FRGC2 is looking more and more like a Bahamas trip, doesn't it? They're gonna change that itinerary right up. Maybe they'll stop at Princess K, then they'll get Half Moon K. That's not the same place, is it?
and Celebration Key.
Celebration Key, yeah. There you go.
We'll see the progress. We'll see the progress being done on Celebration.
You get to help build it. So there you go.
Hey, I'll write my name in that concrete all over the place.
Garrity was here.
Was here.
Yeah.
Garrett.
So I don't know. If you also would anyone like to explain our names on here? I would just
they're all names of the firecrackers from Joe Dirt.
Okay. So if you'd like to see
I got my Joe Dirt glasses.
Yes.
Or Macho Man Randy Savage glasses.
So if you go over on Spotify, you can see this live, not live, but in video format, and you can go ahead and see who is who. But
we're recording it live.
Well, we are. That's true. But man,
We're not splicing it together. We're not splicing it together.
Mm-mm.
So, all right. Well, we
didn't answer any of the questions, by the way. So,
let's cover
Carnival.
that.
Carnival does have their own weather center, basically
meteorologist there in Miami at 802 or 803 Biscayne Boulevard or wherever the heck it is.
Yeah, John Heald once did a walkthrough of it, and I'll try to find that video. I'll post it over on the Facebook group.
That was
a few years ago.
Yeah.
But it is a really good. It kind of looks like a mini like NASA like staging center kind of thing. It's kind of neat, and so they like a mission command or something. But it's kind of a cool setup, and they do take everything pretty darn seriously. The one time that I said that we were really getting rocked, we were still 100 miles away and completely safe. And so my buddy that I was with, I've never seen someone get so seasick so quickly, and I felt really bad for him. So I pulled out my platinum card, and we got in front of the line real quickly, and I was able to get him one of those packets of like meclizine or whatever it is that they have at guest services. So
what? Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you just turned platinum just like 2 cruises ago.
No, I hit that last. I was on a back-to-back
right before FRGC 2 or FRGC.
Not right before, no.
No, he was platinum for like 2 or 3 cruises before that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I just remember you not getting your platinum card.
He turned platinum before the cruise that he's talking about. The cruise before that.
Okay.
Because
yeah. This one was, I don't know. I lose track. But I
wasn't trying to call you a liar or anything.
Yeah, no.
So, all right.
Not a lie.
Let me do this for you.
Card. So.
By the way, we do need to cover about our Snooty Snoot results because there was a very funny answer in that, but we'll get to that in just a few minutes. I just pulled up carnivalnews.com, and they have a new update that just came out just a few moments ago.
Oh my God. Can we get
about Hurricane Beryl?
Some news music.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Do we have news music?
Actually, it's just me doing that. So keep on.
That's perfect.
Shoot, I'm so sorry. I was trying to steal your gig.
No, go ahead. Go for it. You did.
This just in from carnivalnews.com, posted on July 3rd at 7 p.m. With the exception of the itineraries already adjusted for Carnival Paradise, Carnival Liberty, and Carnival Horizon, no changes have been made to upcoming cruises or home port operations at this time. The safety of our guests and crew is paramount, and we are continuing to monitoring forecast and factor in guidance from the National Hurricane Center, the U.S. Coast Guard, and the local port authorities. If we need to make changes to any itinerary, guests will be notified. Our thoughts are with those who have been impacted by the storm. Carnival's Fleet Operations Center in Miami and onboard teams at sea continue to track Hurricane Beryl for possible impacts to sailing routes. As we head into the busy summer season, we encourage our guests to stay abreast of the latest information and opt in for alerts via carnival.com. So the adjusted or modified itineraries for the Paradise will now visit Nassau on Saturday, July 6th, instead of visiting Cozumel. The Horizon is going to add a visit to Nassau on July 5th instead of visiting Cozumel on Thursday. And then the ship's visit to Grand Cayman Islands on Wednesday has been canceled. So it was canceled today from the Caymans. Carnival Liberty, that's really sad for those who are on the Horizon. I really am. I feel bad for you guys that you missed Grand Cayman. So gosh. Oh, absolutely. Man. Carnival Liberty visited Cozumel on Tuesday, July 2nd, instead of visiting it on Friday, July 5th. And there you have it. And then there's a video here we can share and play. I don't know if we want to play it live or what, but how weather impacts itineraries is from inside of Carnival's FOC.
I'm meteorologist Amy Sweezy inside Carnival's Fleet Operations Center in Miami. This is where weather is monitored around the clock to keep ships sailing safely.
Guests should always feel confident because there is always a team supporting them, supporting the ship, supporting the guests, and making sure that, we always go in safe waters.
And with that goal of sailing in the safest waters possible, sometimes changes in itineraries are necessary. The Fleet Operations Center, or FOC Director, Pierre Valerio Vignola, says decisions that lead to changes are never made lightly.
We want to make sure that our decisions are the most accurate based on the information that we have here.
Weather impacts so many different aspects of a cruise, and that's why the Fleet Operations Center's weather monitoring is so critical.
It's always been critical since the very beginning.
Captain Gaetano Gigliotti is Carnival's Vice President of Nautical Operations. He spent many years sailing aboard several ships across Carnival's fleet. He says advancements in technology here in the FOC and aboard ships have greatly helped decision-making over the years.
Nowadays, it's easier because of the tools that we have available. We are much safer because the resources we have. The job that the National Hurricane Center does is incredible. They save so many lives. I'd rather be on a ship during the hurricane season than being on land.
Captain G, as he's known at the FOC, says for him, a ship is the best place to be because it can sail away from a storm. And even outside of hurricane season, he says the latest forecast is on the minds of captains and officers across the fleet year-round.
You're concerned when you get in the morning, you watch the weather and how it's going to impact your voyage.
Even with the latest technology and every resource available, weather is fluid and will change. That's why it's important to wait for the latest information before making adjustments. Patience and experience are crucial in determining if and when any changes need to be made.
The later you make the decision, the better.
Regardless, he says, guests should be assured
we give priority to their safety.
Because safety is, of course, key to a fun cruise vacation. I'm meteorologist Amy Sweezy, weather contributor for Carnival Cruise Line.
All right. Well, so there you have it. I mean, you had two non-American last names telling you that they're going to keep you safe.
Exactly. Well, and I don't know, man. I do believe that they're going to keep us safe. It's just one of those, they monitor everything. They make sure that you get hunkered down. This is the time of the year that you want to have open itinerary stuff kind of in mind,
and
like
cruise insurance.
Yeah, cruise insurance is
definitely travel insurance. Yeah,
but because on that cruise when we were 100 miles out, we almost had to hunker down somewhere like the other cruise ships did, and we would have arrived back a day or two late. So if that was the case, we would have to rebook flights, hotels, whatever, and try to figure things out. Cool thing about Carnival is they always give you access to the internet to make those changes and get those things done, even if you don't have access. So,
and booking third party excursions on during a known hurricane is not smart.
Yeah, but
this is definitely truth.
Yeah,
so,
but
I don't know. I thought that was a very, very well done video, very informative. It answered a lot of Jason's questions.
Yep.
So that was, I'm not going to do this, but you know what? Hey, I'm going to pat myself on the back because that was a very, very good segment. Thank you, people.
That was some good investigative journalism.
Yes. Thank you, Jim.
Absolutely. Well,
it's the glasses.
Now he's gonna bite into a Slim Jim.
I wish I don't have one. I can take a drink of Michelob Ultra.
Speaking of, investigative journalism, I did some digging and I found something out. You know how last week we were wondering about changes that Carnival was doing and not really telling anybody? Well, I noticed a change here this week. Just the other day, I discovered this and it wasn't the big banner on the Carnival website that alerted me to this, that they now include the taxes and port fees whenever you're going to book a cruise.
Yeah, that's every cruise line, because it's actually a law now.
Yeah. Well, I think it was back in our first season we had talked about how nice that a feature would be. So that was like, I don't know. I just think that would be that's a good step in the right direction especially when you're thinking about where you're going to book.
We're one step closer to, being like Virgin and some Norwegian cruises that already has the gratuities added onto it, so you can't remove the gratuities.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't know. I went on, priced a few things, and then it kind of gets you wondering, like, how's that going to affect on some of those deals where people were booking like some cruises that were like $25-$50, here or there, that it looks a lot different when you're looking at taxes and port fees, because even my free cruise that I took still cost me 200 and something bucks because you had to pay the port fees and the taxes and stuff.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. My free cruise, quote unquote, it wasn't free. Teresa reminded me it was $15 each. But
15.
We paid $15 each, but at the end of the whole thing, it was $366 because of port fees and taxes, even still.
Yeah, and then you got gratuities on top of that too.
Yep, and gratuities added to it.
Absolutely.
So Jen, you've been pretty quiet during this time. I know we joked around with Thomas a little bit with our Get to Know Jen segment. That was the would you rather have a breakfast burrito or die? But
I'd rather die. No, I'm serious. I will not.
We're not going there.
We're not going there. I'm just kidding, Tom. That was not one of the questions. But tell the listeners, give a little bit of history about yourself. We've done a little bit of vetting on you to make sure you weren't AI in the beginning. We asked you some questions, but tell the listeners how many cruises you've been on, that you're not a blue card, you like to sail other Carnival, other than Carnival Cruise Line. Anyway, all that good jazz.
At least a platinum, right?
I'm not platinum, and I'm so sorry if that's a deal breaker for this group. I am but a humble gold card member, although I've been cruising since 2009. But but I don't cruise multiple times a year. And we took a break after my daughter was born because we weren't really sure how to navigate that with a little. So we waited till she was old enough to, kind of maneuver around the ship. And now we're back. And we took a break. I cruised in January of 2020, just before everything shut down, which was, in retrospect, interesting. Kind of came back and it was like, oh, everybody seems really on edge about things.
Yes.
What's this COVID stuff?
We don't say that C word.
People get they're real nervous about people with a cough, and then suddenly everything shut down. So then also we didn't cruise until it reopened. But we generally go in January, and so not during hurricane season.
Right.
And
now, is there any reason for January, or is there? I mean, because you're typically you are on the West Coast, right? And so listeners know that. So is the Long Beach your home port then, or where have you cruised out of?
I cruise either out of Long Beach or Galveston.
Right?
I love going to Galveston. And because cruising out of Long Beach, it's an hour flight for me. It's very easy to get to, but you're limited in really where you're going. And whereas Galveston, you can hit a lot. Caribbean, Bermuda. What am I talking about? Bahamas. See, not AI.
I don't know. Madison had a stutter for a little bit, so
that looked like a data glitch to me, to be honest. That was kind of
max headroom. Yeah.
We've talked about maybe sailing out of Florida, but we just haven't made it that far yet.
Okay.
And it's this year we're going out of Long Beach again.
Okay. Now, is that now? I know in our discussion via email, you said you were taking a different cruise line.
I am. This year, we're sailing on Princess.
Ooh.
Oh, still
I'm
under
going to be the youngest person on that ship.
So definitely pinkies up then. Okay.
Yes.
Still under the Carnival umbrella.
Right. That's
Yeah,
okay.
We're just going to get, and I think that's one reason too, probably we won't hit platinum, is I think we are going to try other lines just to see what's out there. We're not mad at Carnival, but just to kind of check it out and see what's happening. And
can definitely understand that. We haven't hit our intentions. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm, the wife and I actually just while we were riding down the highway here in Texas, we pulled up to see what MSC was going to cost us for our anniversary weekend instead of doing a Carnival cruise. And, the guys have already, and I guess you can become one of the guys if you'd like, but we're doing a Margaritaville at Sea cruise, very shortly. So you can fly over to Tampa, and I think we're going to go on the Islander out of Tampa. We're going to go on their newer ship, but
it's lives into their hands. And
hey, Warmstrong Adventures just went on it. Jay just went on it. And, I'm hoping, that everything happens like we've been discussing.
I've heard a lot of good things that way. So
the Islander, the Islander it's a Costa ship. And so, or Costa, I never know which one is the proper pronunciation.
I've heard it Costa and Costa.
I've always said Costa.
Well, anyways, the COSTA ship. And it's a former one of those. And I mean, Carnival's cruising 2 of those ships right now, with the Firenze and the Venezia. So, I mean, it shouldn't be too bad, but I mean, I'm sure, and like I said before as well, last week, we have a friend of ours that absolutely loves cruising. Yes. CCL fun. CCL is fun. Trevor, you're right.
Yes.
But we're not against branching out and putting out, feelers and cruising other cruise lines. So don't.
Yeah. I mean, Jen posted one of it was the Holland America one ship from Hawaii, or was it
NCL?
NCL, yeah. That's the only ship allowed to stay in the United States, and I can't remember the name of it, but it only goes to Hawaii.
Yeah, just does the Hawaii Islands. Yeah, so that was the thing. Yeah, and Lynn just came off of a land vacation to Hawaii. So, I mean, so we do other things. I cruise primarily, I only cruise, but that's because I see enough of the U.S. with my job, and I get to take vacation that way. However, but Jen, so you have what, one daughter you said, or you have more than one child, or
just the one?
Okay.
Yeah,
and
she's 11 and she took to cruising immediately. We took her, it was for her 10th birthday, took her to Mexico, and she got seasick. She's probably gonna be really thrilled that I'm telling you this. But once kind of got a handle on that, it was the kids club and soft serve, and we didn't see her.
There you go. Awesome. And that's one of the great things. That's one of the fantastic, most wonderful things about Carnival is how kid friendly they are. When I first started sailing Carnival, I had already got my Carnival stuff, my legs underneath me. I had my PVP. And at the time, because my wife had not become a travel agent yet. And so my PVP was like, I'm going to tell you right now, Carnival is the number one. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a PVP, but Carnival is that almost is like they put kids first, in their planning and different things like that. And so she said, there's other cruise lines. And we went on an MSC cruise already. And the kids that were there had a good time, but they even, if they had cruise Carnival, they're like, oh yeah, it's nowhere near that. We have friends that cruise Carnival and they cruise Royal. Their kids would rather cruise Carnival than they would rather cruise Royal. So, I mean, yeah, there's several different people that I know that prefer cruising Carnival over other lines for their children. So,
yeah,
do we have?
They do a great job with kids and making it super family friendly.
So I don't really have any other questions for Jim. What are you laughing at, man?
She's even laughing because she caught it.
Oh gosh. Well, so you've got the One Princess cruise. So how likely would it be if you were to maybe, I don't know, like there's a Alaskan cruise. We called it, CCP group cruise. And I think it's actually called like FRGC3 or something. That doesn't make any sense because I don't think there was a 2. It got interrupted by a hurricane. So and so it may be the new FRGC2. Who knows? So
2.5, maybe.
Yeah, 2.5. There you go. So Mr. Banning's not gonna be happy with that. So I don't even have the time in front of me, but I think
I'm looking it up now. It's in May. I think it's May 26th.
Yeah, it's in May.
May 26th,
it's like
May 27th.
Yeah, to June. So it's actually we're going to Alaska for 8 days, I think. And
Skagway, Tracy Arm Ford.
And unfortunately, the ship that we're going on is defunct a little bit.
Carnival Luminosa.
Yeah. Then no blue iguana.
All right,
I'll
so
be happy for that.
May. It is May the 29th through June the 5th.
Yeah,
and it goes out of Seattle. And I'm going to look at the ports of call just because we do like to give everyone a heads up. It cruises in 330 days. So if you were to go ahead and book it now, you would have just at 10 months, almost 11 months to be able to pay it off. The ports of call are, we're going to cruise the Tracy Arm Fjord. We're going to do Skagway, and we're doing the short train in Skagway. Then we're going to Juneau. Then we're going to, oh boy, hold on. Internet just gave up funkiness. After we got Skagway, then we have Juneau, then we have Ketchikan and Victoria, British Columbia, which is
for like an hour.
Yeah, you get there at 8:00 at night and you're back on the ship at 11:59.
Yeah,
it's just that thing to quote unquote cover their butts by visiting a non-American port like they're required to do. So, but that's it, Jen. So thank you for vowing to go on that cruise with us.
Yes, yeah.
Make sure that you contact Amanda with Have Luggage with Travel, because she is the official travel agent for Carnival Cruising Podcastaways, and she can get you set up for Carnival Cruising's first group cruise to Alaska, and there will be fun to be had. I will tell you that much.
No, but Trevor, did you just come back from Alaska?
Yeah, I'm going back.
And you're ready to go back.
I'm so ready to go back. I put Alaska above pretty much every cruise now that I haven't done a Panama Canal and I haven't done Hawaii, but man, I think the only thing that like compares is like the ABC Islands and maybe some of the like those like a Panama Canal might be fun, but I think my new bucket list is going to be, if they're doing Spirit again in a couple of years, is riding the Spirit through the Panama Canal and then doing an Alaskan cruise. Yeah, I think that's the only way I could top it.
That is going to be. Yes.
It was a wild 2-week cruise, and
that will be
Carnival ports. So
that will be Carnival Cruising Podcastaways' third group cruise. So no, I'm just kidding. We won't. We're not going to do a 21 day cruise. 21-day cruise. That would be ridiculous as a group cruise, but no, it is definitely.
I'm pretty sure
that's on my bucket list.
But I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it's on my bucket list as well. Trust me, that'll be it. That and the transatlantic. I almost said Transamerican. the transatlantic after dry dock next year. That is going to be another one that I am seriously already. If I'm not, the last I looked, interior rooms have already sold out on that cruise.
Is it the Spirit?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
and
you
I
can't
mean,
beat that,
I know
so.
why they're already sold out, because it's coming out of dry dock. So these people are buying the interior rooms, hoping that it doesn't make
Yeah, I
dry
was
dock
about to say,
schedule. But
you remember the Jubilee?
I mean,
So
there was
I'm
a
just throwing
time
that out
where
there.
you got into dry dock and you were pretty much guaranteed a free cruise if you booked a cruise after dry dock. I mean, that was a definite guarantee, almost guarantee. So
yeah,
I think, Tom, didn't you get 3 cruises like that? Isn't that how you did that? You got like, you booked the Norwegian Joy or something, wasn't it? And, no, just kidding. I'm just sorry. Just trying to get you there included, buddy.
well, but yeah, no, we have, like I said, we've talked about broadening our horizons beyond Carnival. Maybe, the this is Carnival Cruising Podcastaways. This isn't Cruising Podcastaways, so that would be ridiculous. And so you never know. So
hey, but I tell you what, if you wouldn't mind us becoming Cruising Podcastaways.
That's season 4. You think we're good?
I think so.
We're good.
What do you think, Jen?
I think it's great.
All right.
Oh, well, there we have it.
That's staying in. All right. Well, make sure you guys go over to our Facebook page. Like I said before, just search for Carnival Cruising Podcastaways. We got the page, we got the group. Join them both. And at some point we'll have an open group too, and you'll have to join a third thing. So there you go. So I keep saying
that's
I'm gonna
commitment.
do it. Yeah. And then we're going to have SpeakPipe. Make sure you go to the SpeakPipe. I actually put it in last episode. So if it's not in there, go to the last episode. You can send us a SpeakPipe. And yeah, you can leave us a message and we might play it on the show if I check it. And just know that you're unique, you're special, and you are loved.
And remember, anything that happens on the ship stays on YouTube. Bye.
24 days as of right now, and I will be on a ship. 25 days, I will have a breakfast burrito in my hands.
Shave the foosball tables. Bye-bye. Snap, snap.
Jen, what about you?
I'm unprepared for this assignment.
Oh, you've listened to all 862 episodes.
And I didn't prepare a sign off. I know, what a mess.
Oh no.
I'll do better next time.
It'll make the show, don't worry.
Oh, you're fired.